Morning, it's Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. I'm a week late from doing my videos because last week I started my vacation. Last Monday was my second 30th birthday. My second 30th birthday. When I was little, I used to ask my mom how old she was, and she always told me that she was 29. When I was 7, my mom got her driver's license. And I asked to look at it, and has all the basic information on it. Didn't have a picture, but it had all the basic information. It had her name, it had our address, it had her birth date. So I did the math. My mom was 32 when I was born. So in my lifetime, she was never 29, but that was the answer she always gave me. She's 29. When I had my 29th birthday, I decided to do what my mom did. I'm going to be 29 for several years. And I was for 7 years until my daughter called me out on it. So this year, I decided that instead of celebrating my 60th, I would celebrate my second 30th. Yeah, we can do that. We can do whatever we want. I have no problem saying I'm 60 years old. There's days I feel like I'm 60 years old. And then there's my brain that goes, huh? What? Yeah, how? No. How'd that happen? What? No. Really? Yeah. Second 30th. But Mark and I went over to the coast. We went to Lincoln City. We rented a condo unit. We were there Friday night to Tuesday morning. And it was a very nice condo unit. We were on the second floor. We're facing Silet's Bay, which goes right into the ocean. And we were sitting out on the balcony Friday evening. I posted a bunch of pictures and a couple of little videos on Instagram about our trip, but I didn't post any pictures of what happened Friday night. I did mention it on Facebook, but not everybody is my friend on Facebook, and that's okay. Friday night, Mark and I were sitting out on the balcony, and it wasn't a big balcony. Wood slats on the bottom, had the glass walls so that you could see through them and see out to the bay. But it was narrow. There were chairs out there and a small table, and basically if somebody was sitting in the chair, there was enough room to walk between the person sitting in the rail. So we were sitting out on this balcony Friday night, and I stood up to look at the view. And as I stood up, I reached up with my left hand and I grabbed the top of the rail. When I pulled myself up, I turned the rail and I watched the glass fall. The glass panel fell from the second story straight down, landed on the ground with this huge whoomph. People on both sides came out wanting to know what that noise was, and were like, well, the glass panel fell. It didn't break. If it had gone out 6 inches further, it would have hit the rock wall and shattered. So Mark was out there talking with the guy who was in the unit on the left of us. And he checked the other glass panel, and it was a little bit loose. So the guy checked his, and his was a little bit loose. And more than likely, it was the sea air. You know, there's salt in the air, and it corroded the screws, and it made that rail, it was a round rail top, loose enough so that when I stood up and I just tilted a little bit, was enough to let that glass panel go. No one was hurt. My daughter told me I couldn't put things on Facebook and tell her about a near-death experience. wasn't a near-death experience. It was okay. I went inside and I called the rental agency and I let them know. And of course, this is Friday evening, so I got the weekend people and all they did was make a note of it. I called them again Saturday morning and talked with one of the people from the agency. They sent a maintenance guy out there and they offered to move us to another condo unit, which we did. We went from being on the second floor to coming over to another building and being up on the fourth floor, which meant we had a nicer view. It had a much more substantial balcony, bigger cement pad. It also had the glass panels, but it had square tops on them. And both Mark and I checked everything out before we unpacked everything. So other than having that strange experience, yeah, it was a fantastic weekend. We took food stuff with us to make our own dinners in the condo unit. We took breakfast with us. We had lunch out. We did sightseeing. We did thrift shopping. We found this fantastic bookstore. And this is the kind of bookstore where the stacks meander and there's corners and there's cubbies and there's, oh God, I love bookstores like that. It was a great weekend and a fantastic way to celebrate my second 60th birthday. Did I stitch while I was over there? Of course I did. What have I been working on? I am going to pause for just a moment. I have to get something to drink because I'm going to start coughing like crazy if I don't. Hold on. Feels so much better. I don't feel like I'm going to cough. So we're over at the coast and I was going to tell you what I have been stitching on. In my last video, I showed you that I finished my Alphonse Mucha. I also finished Little Shop of Horrors, and I will show that because I FFO'd it this morning. But what I started working on when I had those two pieces finished is this one, Barbara Anna, A Wicked Plant. I am stitching it on 32 count murky. And this is where I am at with this. I also got some stitching done on this yesterday when I went down to Eugene and met up with Michelle Bendy, Emmy Irwin, both of them obviously have YouTube channels, and with Chelsea, who is the other one of Michelle's Sunday Stitchers. And she pointed out I missed a half a cross stitch on this front tooth here, on this part of the plant. I'm going to leave it. She has a snaggle tooth. So yeah, this is where I'm at with A Wicked Plant, Barbara Anna. Alrighty. Put the pile on the floor. The other thing that I started over there, I had mentioned in a previous video, and oh, by the way, if you are new to watching me, thank you for coming and visiting. I hope that you like what you see, and if you've been here for a while, thanks for coming back, and sorry that I'm a week late. It's allowed. Anyway, I had said that I was going to start a piece for my birthday. This is Quaker Gone Haunted by Michelle Ink. And I am working this on 36 count flagstone. And this is what I've got done on it so far. I am working on the tree in the center of the design. I am using Gentle Arts Fisherman's Wharf in wool for the tree, and it's variegated. And I've told you all before, I don't, when I stitch with variegated floss, I don't stitch stripy. I mean, there's times when stripy is okay for me. However, anybody else stitches is fine for them. But I like to play with variegated floss. And the directions on the pattern say, when you're stitching the tree, to stitch it vertically, to make it look more like a tree. Well, I took that a step further. I started this up here and I came down and I worked up here, and I am working at diagonals, and I'm going down and I'm coming back and I'm doing some straight stuff, and I am meandering is the word I want to use. But I posted a picture on Instagram, and it's actually easier to see on that the way the variegation is showing up, to me, gives it a more natural tree look. So this is where I'm at on Quaker Gone Haunted by Michelle Ink. So 2 new starts. And there's a third one. I know. What the heck is going on with this? Well, y'all know Vikki, StitchNButton. And if you don't know Vikki, you should. She's pretty cool. I like her. We did a stitch along a while back. And because I got it finished before her, she cried. And I had to send her tissues. So when she saw that I also had You don't want me to be prepared, do you? When she saw that I also had Scary One, Plum Street Samplers, she suggested we do another stitch along. Okay. And then Gary from Sunshine Stitchers decided that he wanted to get in on this stitch along. Now, Vikki lives in Florida, and so do Gary and EJ and Sheila. They all live in Florida. And they've gotten together a couple of times now, and their most current video, the Sunshine Stitchers' most current video, Vikki is with them again, and they're talking about their whips, their projects, their finishes, the whole thing. Gary is doing Stitch Mania. I don't know how much of Stitch Mania he's doing because I've been on vacation and I haven't seen a lot of videos because I've been on vacation. But Gary started his on May the 4th, which was the agreed upon date, and he's got a good portion of the top of the snake done. And then Vikki showed what she had accomplished on May the 4th. She had a piece of fabric with a needle in it. Seriously, Vikki? A piece of fabric with a needle in it? I started mine on May the 4th, the agreed upon date, and I did work on it a little bit yesterday morning down in Eugene with the Sunday Stitchers. I have the trees done. Well, 2.5 trees. She had a piece of fabric with a needle in it. I needed tissues because I was laughing my butt off. Yeah. She's probably going to cry again. Hashtag Vikki's a crybaby. I mean, come on. I was hoping that with Gary's involvement, she would be a little bit more on top of it, but you know I love you, Vikki. I've said it on YouTube. You know I love you. I am housing Scary One in my new bag that I got from her. She makes fantastic bags. I mean, she really does. I think this is... I have a Harry Potter bag from her. I got the bullying bag from her. This one. And now this one. So yeah, she does good stuff. She does do good stuff. She just doesn't start stitch-alongs very well. I don't know. So, what else have I been working on? Yoda. I did some work on Yoda up at Acorns and Threads, first Thursday meetup. There was 10 of us there again this time. And I got in about 5 more rows of the black down here. It's rather monotonous, so I figure if I can get 2 lengths of floss in, I'm doing good on this. And he's coming along. He's coming along. I have my Yoda up here. I also have another Yoda here. I got it from Vikki, StitchNButton, because I buy things from her all the time. And then, looking at my notes. My FFO. Yeah, my FFO. I finished Audrey, Little Shop of Horrors. And a while back, I showed these balsa wood frames that you can get at Michael's. They're only like $1 or so. Well, I thought that I would get one of those and might be able to use it to frame her when I got the stitching all completed. Excuse me, I had to burp. When I got the stitching all completed and I put the frame in front of it, it was too big to... I'd either cut off the top or the bottom. So I decided to be creative, and I showed a picture on Instagram where I was painting the frame. See, I can show things without showing things. Where I painted the frame black. What I decided to do with Audrey is that I did a flat mount and I put her on top of the frame. There, that's better. So she's barely larger than the opening of the frame. So I actually used hot glue to put her in place on this. But I like the way this looks. I'm going to put a little hanger on the back of it, and she'll just hang on the wall when we get the room upstairs done for my crafting room. We have had some progress on that. My son-in-law Chris came over 2 Sundays ago, and it has a sloped ceiling. And where the chimney went up, it went up right up to the top there. So there was a big gap in the ceiling. Chris came over 2 weekends ago and he put in new drywall and he did all the mudding there. He also repaired some places on the walls that needed to have some fresh mud put on them. We got the bed moved out of there yesterday. We still have to take the carpet out, put the new flooring in, and paint. And chances are really good this after we get the sanding done on the drywall, I will probably paint before we take the carpet out, because the carpet is old and grungy and ugly, and if I get paint on it, I'm not going to care. But if I have my new floor in there and I get paint on it, I'm going to be angry. So I'm thinking that I will paint it similar to what I did in the Hobbit library and give it a aged paper parchment look, because I liked it. So anyway, it is slowly coming along. She is destined to go up there in my crafting room, but everything around my house takes forever and a day to get finished. And my last project, I got some work done on this over at the coast. The Mill Hill kit. This is Sister Sun Brother Moon, and blue is my favorite color. Cobalt blue is my favorite color. I like almost every color in the spectrum except yellow. This has a ton of yellow in it, and I have it in a yellow bag. Sun. But when I was over there, I decided that I wanted to put in some blue here because I needed to get away from the yellow and the oranges and the reds. I just needed to see something different. And I like the way this looks. So what I have decided to do on this is I'm going to adapt it. There's the pattern. There's the pattern. And I've got the purpley colored here, and I'm going to do the dark blue around there. Well, instead of doing the magenta down here, I'm going to repeat this down below. Then I'm going to do the blues the way they are over there. This is the one part that I really don't like. And we can adapt things. We know this. So this is where it's at. This is the one that I've been taking to work. And like I said, I did get some work on it over at the coast. But yeah, it's coming along. So how many works in progress do I have? I know you're asking, because I said I don't like to have that many. Well, I have Yoda, and I have Scary One, and I have Halloween Gun Quaker, and a Wicked Plant, and this one. And I still have Winterberry Snowman, but I have not worked on that one for a while because it's not winter. And the other one that I've been working on is the little teacup that I'm working on with my granddaughters, Rowan and Riley. They haven't gotten any work done on theirs for the last 2 weeks. They didn't come over last week because I wasn't home from the coast yet. And the week before we did some other stuff. So hopefully tomorrow when they're here, we will get back and get some work done on those projects together. Mine is being done for an exchange. I have the teacup finished, and then I have an idea for some other stuff to embellish it with. So I'm looking forward to having them come over tomorrow so that I can maybe get started on that and work towards a finish on that. So what that gives me, 6, 7 works in progress. Yeah, that's a lot for me. It's a lot for me. But right now, it's okay. I don't want to get to the point of craziness like some people do. I enjoy their craziness. I can't wrap my head around it. But right now, where I'm at with the number of pieces that I'm working on, I'm feeling really, really comfortable with it. So that's good. I will get these things stitched on and I will get them finished, and then I will move on to other fun stuff. So, like I said, I was over at the coast for the weekend for my second 30th birthday. And we went walking down the beach one day, which I've told you I have issues with my knees and my feet, but we did it and we did it fine. I was concerned because the last time I tried to walk on the coast in soft sand, my legs just didn't do very, very good. So when we went this time, because we were up at the top of the bay, we had very little soft sand to walk on till we got out to the water's edge. And then we could walk along that. And we walked down to where the bay and the ocean meet. And Mark and I were collecting rocks and seashells. I found 2 pieces of sea glass. And then I also found a couple of these. Yeah, right there. Can you see that? They're hold stones. I love these things. I have this great big one. I mean, it is huge out in my garden out back, and it is just covered with the holes, which are created by some sort of sea creature, some sort of mussel like animal. Mark didn't realize that. I read up on it. What they do is they burrow into the stones and they create the holes. But I just think that these are so cool. So this is what I collect. Although I now have 2 pieces of sea glass because Holly was showing off the sea glass that she collects. And I thought, yeah, I need to have some of that. So, and then I got myself something for my birthday. I bought one of these last year and I showed it to you. And I went to the same shop again and I got myself another float. This one is just beautiful. I love these. And I have it in my kitchen window so that it gets sunlight coming through it and you see all the lovely colors. And I think that it's just gorgeous. And it's blue. My favorite color. Which leads me up to wanting to do a giveaway for my birthday. Because I can. Last fall, I went to Acorns and Threads Fall Fling. And one of the things that we got was this really nice bag that says, I cross stitch, what's your superpower? And then it has the Acorns and Threads logo down here. These bags are made out of washable paper. The same stuff as the tags on the back of Levi 501 jeans. So you can wash this. Just don't put them in the dryer. The dryer can ruin it. Janine has more of those bags at her store. And they just have the Acorns and Threads logo. So when I was up there last month, I think it was, I bought one of these because this is what I'm giving away. And inside of it, I have a kit. Last year when Hobby Lobby had their clearance sale, I saw this. It's a Riolis kit, London. And I was born in England. I'm an Anglophile. I love everything about England. But a few years ago, I stitched Big Ben for myself, a different pattern. And I bought this one and I thought, well, yeah, I could stitch it, but I've already stitched Big Ben. And then I thought, you know, I'm going to pass this on. This will be a giveaway. Now, the other day, I took this out and I was looking at it because I wanted to see what all was in there. This is a full kit. It has 14 count fabric for cross stitch with a pre-printed background. And I thought, pre-printed background? What the heck? Pre-printed background. all the border design is on there. And it even has the X mark for you right in the center so you know where to start. It also comes with all the anchor floss. So for my second 30th birthday, I am going to give away these two things. The Acorns and Threads bag and the Riolis London kit. Please be 18 or older or get your parents' permission. Again, I don't think I have anybody under the age of 18 who watches me, and if I do, hi. It would be nice if you're a subscriber. I don't check. I open it up internationally because I will mail anywhere. I figure I have people who watch me from all over. I can't not include them. Don't say giveaway. What I want to know, for my birthday, I went to the coast. This is someplace that I enjoy being at, and I was there for 3 days, and I absolutely loved it. And it was relaxing, and it was wonderful, and fantastic, and wonderful weather. If you could go anywhere for a short vacation, where would you go and why? So tell me where your vacation spot is. Tell me why you want to go there, and I will go through and read all the comments because I love reading the comments. And the next time I do a video, we'll find out who's going to be getting those goodies. Chances are I'm going to be doing a second video today because I went thrifting and I got a bunch of stuff. And I don't have enough time on this video to show you all the stuff that I have. So I am going to get this uploaded and posted, and then I'm going to do another video with all my thrifting stuff. So you might see me twice today, or today and tomorrow, or whenever you watch it, you'll see me because that's the way it works. I don't know when you watch it. Are you watching me? Okay, I'm getting weird now. Anyway, I have had a fantastic vacation. I'm still on vacation. I don't go back to work until Wednesday. And I have to go finish doing housework because even though you're on vacation, you have to do housework. I hope everybody gets to stitch all the things that they want to stitch, do all the things that you want to do. I hope that you share the stitchy kindnesses. Live long and stitch on, my friends. Until next time, bye.